replay of this video. I'm Jessica Stansberry, and I'm so pumped that you're here. And in this video, we're going to talk about diversifying your income, how to figure out what that looks like, and we're going to do a fun Q&A. So if you're watching this and you're not watching it live, just know that it is also going to be packed full of information for you, and you should totally stick around. So I'm going to wait just a few minutes and let people pop in as they are showing up. So if you are here, please say hi in the comments. I'm going to go make sure it is showing up where it should show up. You know, all the techie things that are, you know, that are like YouTube and internets and things like that. So if you're here, say hi. I see that there's like 10 or 15 people here. So come say hi. Hopefully, oh, here we go. Yay. Okay, awesome. Looks like there's several of you here. Let me pull this up in another window so I can make sure I can see the comments. All right. So, hey, Lauren, what's up? Hey, Davey. Hello. Okay, I absolutely love your channel. Thank you, Nikki. I love my channel too, but I'm also really glad you love it. Lorianne, Mark, Mayra. Let's see who else we got going on here. What's going on? Okay, so ignore my background. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I kind of just pulled some crap in here because we're in the middle of like figuring out what I want back here and like redoing my office. So you're welcome for this. Hello, Renee. Hello, Venom, like what's Venom Automotive, Samantha, Nikki, what's up, y'all? Okay, so I'm really pumped to chat today, and I want to make this really conversational. I rarely ever go live on YouTube, and I want to do better at it. So I have some kid-free time today, and I decided, like, why not? Because one, I want to talk to y'all about diversifying your income streams because we should all be doing that, you know, and I think right now is a really good time for us to think about, like, what is going on in the world, right? Also, I am going to try my hardest not to say the name of the virus that is going around right now because YouTube is flagging videos that say that as spam. Not necessarily as spam, they're just demonetizing them. Right now they don't have the staff to review videos manually, or you know, I'm not real sure what happened there, but basically I don't know if they sent people home to work or what, but I know several of my peers and colleagues here on the YouTubes are like, don't say the name of the thing. So the thing that is going on in the world is making it really important right now to diversify our income. And it's making me sad. And this is the honest truth. Like my heart hurts for small business owners who are literally having to shut their doors because they are being mandated to be shut down or they are being socially responsible and shutting down, you know, regardless. But I mean, I was thinking about, so my chiropractor, we live in a small town. He's probably not making the money he would make in Charlotte or somewhere else, you know, some kind of big city. And then everybody's like, we're not coming to our chiropractic appointments. And now he's completely out of income, right? Or a restaurateur, is that the name for that? Or hairdressers, nail technicians, all of these people just like having to shut their business down without an end date in mind. And actually one of my good friends was saying yesterday, okay, while I say this story, would you guys tell me what you do for business, what you do for a living? So I know who I'm talking to. I know a lot of you in the comments, but if you could just say like, I do this or I do this. But I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who was saying that he listened to, I don't know if it was a podcast or something else, but basically whomever he was listening to was saying, you know, it's kind of like a diet. It's really hard to tell someone, oh my gosh, you're going to have to restrict calories, work out every day, especially someone who doesn't already do it, right? So restrict calories, work out every day, eat salads, and skip a meal and replace it with a protein shake or like whatever your diet is, without saying like, I have an end date, right? So like, if you're just like, oh, this is what you have to do, and it's indefinite and we don't have a way around this, then it's going to be really hard for people to do it, because they're like, this just feels too hard. And so I think like it's a really good point to make with like the social distancing and all of the things, because we don't have an end date, right? It's not like we're like, oh, we have to do this until such and such. Like we don't know. And, schools are shut down to different dates in different states. And nobody knows, right? So it's just such an unclear time. So I'm hoping that this little powwow will be useful. All right, so we've got photographer, Etsy shop owner, bank. I'm working from home this week. Awesome. Youth pastor, CDL driver. My dad is a truck driver. He's actually a truck driver for Walmart. Magazine publisher, accounting, thinking of opening her own business, financial services rep, influencer and YouTuber, what? Magical marketing genius, hey Jamie, virtual assistant, she's building her virtual assistant business, teaching assistant, engineer, life coach, musician, also YouTuber, awesome, state worker and starting a new channel, work from home with my husband, booking truck freight and do VA work. Y'all are all over the place. This is awesome. Okay, so I want to just go through a couple things first, and then I'm going to open it up to like wide open Q&A. Ask me anything, because I like I'm an extrovert, and I need people, and I've had no people other than my kids and my husband. It's just me. So, let's see. Pro wrestler, martial artist. That is really cool. Voice coach, videographer. Awesome. Okay. So first and foremost, we have all heard about like the 7 streams of income of millionaires, right? Like most millionaires have 7 streams of income. That doesn't mean they all have 7. It doesn't mean that some don't have 5 and some don't have 12, right? But on average, millionaires have 7 streams of income. And this can be really hard for someone like me, or like, as I'm looking through the comments, the person who is like engineer, life coach, musician, and YouTuber, right? Like, I have a feeling you'll probably struggle with this a little too. I know I do. But for me personally, for years and years, I thought that meant like, I have to start all the businesses, like all the businesses. And because if I'm going to have 7 streams of income, then I need to have this business and I need to have that business. And I need to have this business and that business and blah, 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 right? Because I need 7 streams of income. But that's actually not at all what I would recommend for most people in diversifying your income. I wouldn't recommend that you have this thing you're dabbling in and this thing you're dabbling in and this thing you're dabbling in and this thing. I would recommend that you have this business, and inside of this business, you have possibly 7, possibly 5, possibly 12, whatever, different ways of making money, so that if one is shut down, you now have 6 others to pull from. And yes, absolutely, it means you'll probably take a hit in your income, but at least you could stay open, right? So I was noticing someone that I follow online who is speaks all over the world, and that is where they get the bulk of their income, or at least I think, I don't know them, the bulk of their income from. And I speak a lot, right? And now marketing conferences are different. Some of them pay, some of them do not. Some of them are just like, you're speaking to your ideal client, here's an opportunity. Some of them are like, here's some money. Some of them are like, here's your flight money. Like, it really just depends on the conference. And I personally, as a speaker, weigh that out. But I also keynote, and I also, do things that are definitely paid. And all of that income stream for me is down. totally down. So it's like, okay, well, if that was my only stream of income, then I would be really scared and sad right now, right? And the same thing, if you're like a caterer or a restaurant owner or a salon owner or whatever, if you are like in North Carolina, they announced yesterday that like every business that cannot physically practice social distancing, so salons, massage therapy, gyms, all of those types of businesses are shut down as of tomorrow at 5. So, if I was one of those people, it would be really scary to know the one thing that made me money was now gone. So what we have to do as entrepreneurs is we have to diversify and make sure that, we are not, sorry, I have to send this to my assistant. Sorry. She's needing in Stripe, and for some reason it's locked her out. Okay. So, we have to diversify our income streams so that if one gets like killed, then we have all these other ones going on. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we need 72,000 businesses, right? So let me tell you a little bit about my income streams. Oh, good Lord. Okay, let's see. Does she need that one too? Oh no, okay, it's the same one. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about my income streams, okay? So first and foremost, my business is generally built around online education. So I make money from online courses. That doesn't happen all the time. Like, I'm not constantly launching courses. What I am doing though is always evergreen selling courses. I do one-on-one consulting, and I only do that occasionally. Right now I'm in a phase where I do have some one-on-one clients, but will that continue through the rest of the year when their contracts are up? I haven't made that decision yet. Yay, yes, totally so thankful that we've discovered online business, for sure. So I have these one-on-one consulting clients. I have a one-on-one client here locally that I manage all of their marketing. I do spend out quite a bit of the money they pay me to bring in other people to help me manage, because that is not my main stream of income. And so while I have the knowledge and I have the ability to help them, it's not really where I focus. So we kind of tag team that. And then I also have, so I said courses, one-on-one, a one-on-one service, right? And then I also make quite a bit of my income from affiliates and ad money, as in what I make from my YouTube channel. So I shared a video a couple weeks ago on how much I make from YouTube per month, but that coupled with affiliate marketing, I kind of bundle all that in together. And then I also make sales of my digital planner, which is not really kind of in my business. It's not really the same. But it was an on-purpose accidental thing. And I know that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I knew that I could make a video go quote unquote viral because there wasn't enough content out about that. And I made planners to couple with that and sell them. So every single day we're making sales of our digital planners. And I'm trying to navigate how that fits into my business, but all of that together, also adding in sponsored content for my podcast, sponsorships for my podcast, sponsored content here on YouTube, which I don't do a ton of, but it does add up. So all of that to say, that is all the trickles of income that I get into my business. So if I had one of those things shut down, speaking, so that's another arm of my business. So that arm's been cut off, right? I literally can't physically go anywhere to speak. Yes, I absolutely can show up virtually and do that. But the conferences who were paying me in dollars, right, to come to their conference and speak are not going to pay me to be a virtual speaker. It's just a little different. So The conferences I'm still in as a speaker virtually were the ones where I was probably not being paid, to go speak, which is fine. I love that. It's fine. I'm just saying that arm of my business has been cut off. So if that was my only source of income, I would be very scared right now. So regardless of whether you are someone who is, a service-based business or a course-based business or whatever, you need to find ways to diversify your income so that when something happens to a piece of the income, your business doesn't completely fall apart. My father-in-law was telling me about a story he had seen on the news of this, I think it was a caterer. I'm not totally sure, but I think it was a caterer. And this caterer, that's a weird word to say. Caterer. Anyway. Okay, so this caterer had built his business to, a multi-million-dollar business, had 300 employees, and, is all of his events are canceled for the year. And so he had to lay off all of his employees. My father-in-law wasn't totally sure. I don't even know where he heard this story. It was on the news somewhere. But he had to lay off all of his employees. And so, and shut his business down, shut his doors. Because yes, I'm sure he had saved up money and he was pulling a decent profit for himself, but he didn't have enough to sustain the company and his employees, which is 300 people out of work, right? And it's not like they can turn around and go get a job at another caterer because they're also shut down, or another restaurant, or whatever their expertise is in, right? So what I was telling my father-in-law is I get that. I'm not saying that that's not horrible. It totally is. But this should be a wake-up call to people who only have one stream of income, one type of income coming in, to say, oh my gosh, how could I possibly be making money in other places so that if this happens, then this happens, right? And that doesn't mean you would make all the money, right? So let's say that this caterer had started a YouTube channel, just fair, random example, but let's say they had started a YouTube channel and they were teaching people how to cook. That was the YouTube channel. And they made enough money to be monetized, or they had enough subscribers and watch time to be monetized. They were making, $1,000 a month or something from their YouTube channel. But then also they were making maybe $1,000 a month because of the affiliate relationships they have for teaching people how to cook. And now they also had an email list because they had diversified a little bit. They have an email list of people who want to learn how to cook, and they could whip together, pun intended, whip together a course and sell it to these people and make up a good chunk of the income that they were losing, right? So you see how that would have been beneficial. I actually had someone message me on Instagram earlier, and she was like, oh, it's making me sad that I didn't take it serious to get online because I kept making excuses. I'm making good money. I have a business. I am doing just fine. And now here I am, and my business is greatly impacted, and I should have been getting online, right? So yeah, Andrea says, wake up call for me. Yes. So tightening up systems. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I look at my business, and even though I have multiple streams of income and 90% of them are fairly solid, it's okay, but where could I do better? And what could happen to cause this big chunk to go away? What could happen to cause this to go away? And what would I do in that case, right? So it's a really great time to kind of look over everything and see what this looks like for you. I do have a full-time state job and still being paid, which is a blessing, but I've been stagnant for 19 years trying to start my business, but I'm a multi-passionate girl. I feel you. I was making sure it was a girl that typed that. I couldn't see the name. So yeah, I feel you. I'm multi-passionate too. But I have really had to learn how to make myself focus, because it's very hard for me. I want to do all the things. I really do. But I've had to learn how to focus. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about focusing here in just a minute. So So anyway, main point of today is let this be something where you learn that you need to be diversifying your income. I don't care what kind of business you're in, you need to be diversifying your income because something else is going to happen. I pray that it ain't no more viruses, whatever. But also something's going to happen, right? Your biggest client could leave and now you're like, oh my gosh, I've been counting on them for income for 3 years. Or, this could happen or this could happen. And so if you will think about it proactively and think like, oh my gosh, how can I make money from other ways? It's going to be really, really, really great. Try and add, I've got notes. Okay, so my other note here is try and make sure your income streams are, again, in a box. You don't want them to be totally separate because it's going to be really hard to streamline. So where G said, she needs to try and tighten up her systems, right? If you've got 7 businesses and they all have working parts, it's going to be really hard to streamline into one thing or into a way that you can actually manage them, okay? But you need to make sure that the 7 streams of income or the 6 or the 5 or the 12 or whatever are things that are not contingent on each other. So let's say I only ever sold my courses after I went to speak at a conference. So let's say I would get up and speak and I would do my thing and I would then get people to go somewhere and they would go buy the course and blah, blah, blah. So let's say that's what I did. Yes, I could probably turn that around really easily because I was already selling courses, so I could probably figure out how to do that. But in the time, it's like, well, oh shoot, now the speaking thing is gone and I need to figure out how to get myself some money, right? I don't have the system set up for online sales. I don't have this, I don't have that. So try and make sure the different pieces, the different streams of your diversified income are not contingent on each other. So, oh my gosh, if I completely stop doing YouTube, is that going to throw everything else out of whack, right? Is that going to mean that everything else stops as well, right? So try and do that as best you can. Now, my YouTube channel is a great help to my online course sales, to my digital planner sales, to my affiliate sales. It's a massive piece for me, but if it went away, I would be okay, right? So the last thing I want to say, which, while I say this, I also want you guys to be typing in any comments or questions you have. I'd love to spend, 15, 20 minutes, just getting down and dirty with our questions. What questions do you have? How can I help you? That kind of thing. It can totally be about diversifying your income, but it doesn't have to be about diversifying your income. So any kind of online business related questions, anything, I am open. So go ahead and either be thinking about it or typing it in. But the last thing I want to say on the diversification piece is get your business online now. Get it online now. I had a call with some of my local business owners, or some of the local business owners here. They're not my local business owners. I do not own them. But I want in some way to be able to be a resource to them during this time because so many of them are feeling the effects. One of the girls who was on the call is they build log homes and they're going to see a halt in things because people are just, 1, being laid off from their jobs so they can't afford a home right now, or 2, they're scared to buy because of what is happening, or 3, it's just not on their mind, right? There was another girl in there who owns a salon, but then also owns a boutique, coupled with the salon. So it's a huge, somebody made the decision to say, sorry, you're done, right? So if they would have been online now, it wouldn't be quite the detriment that it is. That being said, I told them, yes, in a perfect world, you would want to perfectly set up your online store, right? Like you'd want to perfectly, like, you know, get everything set up the way you want it, sell in the right way, have a WordPress site that's designed, have, you know, Shopify, like whatever, right? This ain't no perfect world right now. It ain't no perfect world. And because of that, like I say, just do with what you've got. So I was telling them, go online and sell LuLaRoe style, right? Like get on there and sell the clothing that would normally be sold in your boutique on a Facebook Live, right? It's okay. That's okay. It is not a perfect world right now. Let me give you one more example and I'm going to start answering questions. So I have seen this with a couple different restaurants, only one that's like semi-local. And I think all of the restaurants here could really use it. One, our drive-thrus and takeout orders are still open. So I do think, you know, most restaurants are seeing, you know, at least a little bit of income coming in, but not near what they could if they had everything open. But I am seeing restaurants taking advantage of this time and saying, you know what? Here is the virus, because I can't say it on this video. Here is a survival kit. And there's a pound of chicken in that puppy. There's 3 rolls of toilet paper, because, you know, restaurants have got toilet paper because they would normally have toilet paper in their bathrooms. There is, you know, a pound of frozen broccoli. There's like 7 sweet potatoes. I don't know. But like they've created these packages. I've seen 2 different restaurants so far say, hey, we have these kits and you can come buy, you know, this food. And like, I know you're having a hard time finding chicken and meat and stuff in the store and toilet paper. We've got it for you. Here you go. And one of the restaurants I know sold out like the second, basically, that they promoted it. And the other one I'm not sure about. So diversify, get creative, and get online is my main point here. Okay, I'm going to go back up through the comments. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Okay, so Janae says, and I hope I'm saying your name right. I hope I am. Most of what I do is very physical, athletic-wise, so I'd love to convert that online somehow. So, for instance, as you said, you were a professional wrestler, martial artist, and you worked the front desk at a gym, I think. I can scroll back up, but I'm too lazy. So, for instance, so my gym, I go to CrossFit, and my CrossFit gym right now is doing online workouts that they're releasing on YouTube every single day. And it is a great resource, right? But what I wish more than anything is that they would release the workout and then set up a Zoom call every single day so we could all work out together on video, because we're so used to that community element. So think outside of the box, right? Like think outside of how that would look for you versus how, you know, traditionally that would look for you. So, you know, as a professional wrestler, you could 100% also be an influencer. So, I'm obsessed with the Bella twins from WWE. Fun fact. If I would have known professional wrestling was a thing, I would have done it. Just saying. Anyway, so also that and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Like I didn't know that was like an actual thing you could go do. Like I just thought like they picked me. I don't know what I thought. But anywho. So the Bella twins are a great example. They have turned their persona from their wrestling career into being influencers and now have a wine label, a clothing line, you know, a this, a that. One of them's been on Dancing with the Stars. They have a reality show. Like, so you can spin your, you know, inside the box, what you do into being an influencer as well. So just remember that too. Andrea says, my full-time job is an admin assistant. My side hustles through the years were MLM companies, sell real estate, and I used to teach Zumba. Okay, hold on, I'm just going back through. Let's see. Okay, so Elsie, it's Liz from IG. What about if you feel like you don't have enough followers and you're not getting traction online? Such a good question. I love this question, and hopefully it is really, really helpful for my son's teacher's like, we're going to do a Zoom meeting. Okay, but when? When? What time? Anywho, okay, that being said, oh, wait. No, it still doesn't say. Oh, 5:30. Okay, we can do that. All right, so this is such a good question, okay? If you are not converting online into followers or traction, you are missing something somewhere. And 99% of the time, what I see people missing is that they're not just being themselves out in the world, and they're not going balls to the wall, pardon my French, with their efforts. So yes, growing on Instagram is for sure a long game. Growing on YouTube's a long game. Growing on Facebook, like growing online is a long game. But if you will like whoosh yourself into it, you will see results. So let me tell you what I mean by this. I see a lot of people who go on social media and one, they're trying to grow on too many platforms at once. So if that is you, please stop. Like you need to, I'm trying to pronounce your name. Janae. Okay. Janai. I'm close. Okay, so anyway, if that is you, you need to stop trying to grow on all the platforms, and you need to pick one, and you need to pick the one that is most relevant to your ideal client or customer, not the one you like the most or you wish you could grow on the most, okay? Number one. That would be number one tip. Number two, get on coffee chats with people who have the same ideal client or customer as you and start doing joint ventures together. Yes, it's going to feel like a crawl at first, but eventually it's gonna pick up steam. So what this could look like is like, okay, I really want to teach people how to lose 50 pounds. Right? So like, okay, I'm going to teach people how to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to focus on Instagram. I'm going to go balls to the wall on Instagram. I'm going to find 10 people who also talk to people who want to lose weight, nutritionists, gym owners, whatever. I'm going to put together a summit. I'm going to do webinars. I'm going to do joint YouTube videos. We're going to do IG takeovers. You have to collaborate and also just go. Like it's one of those things where like if you jog, you'll eventually get there. If you walk, you're going to get there slower, and if you sprint, you're going to get there a heck of a lot faster. And if you are if you're feeling stagnated online, if you're feeling like, oh, I'm not growing enough online, I'm not getting enough followers, I don't have enough traction, it's likely because you're not putting all of you into that. And that's what you need to do. You need to be the face of your business, and you need to go like full force. And that means just going for it, okay? Okay, I'm going to scroll back up just a little bit. Okay. For the channel I need help to edit, I think I might have missed the first part of that. What outsources would you recommend? Okay, I think I missed, maybe not. What outsources would you recommend? Shanda? I don't quite understand. Can you clarify? Okay, I will totally answer your question. Okay, so the channel Welcome to My Curls says, have a growing monetized YouTube channel with affiliates. Also have e-commerce site and growing email list, all based on one specific niche. Want to expand to another niche. Your advice, should I expand? So if it is working, then I would say yes. You can totally start expanding. But that doesn't mean you want to make sure you're like literally expanding, right? Like here's the niche and then we're going to go here. So let's say your niche is, I'm just going to guess, is it like hair for curly haired lady friends? So if it's like curly hair tutorials, I don't know, and like helping those people, then maybe you want to just branch out and start expanding into like other types of hair, but still teaching the same things, still putting out the same content, just different types of things. Okay. So if it is growing, yes. So here's the thing with niching, and I tell people this a lot. You absolutely have to niche, like have a like big solid little piece of the internet or the world that is your niche that you're going after. And so many people are like, I want to go after all the ladies, or I want to go after women 35 to 45. And that's just not specific enough. We have to have specific niches to be able to grow a brand. Once you have made your mark in that niche and with those people, 100% you can start niching out. So while I want you to niche down right now, once that starts growing, you can niche out. So if yours is growing, I would say yes. I can't do workout, or, oh, that stinks. I'm so sorry you dislocated your shoulder. I help women prepare to show up with confidence. Hold on. I glanced over here and then lost my place. So that you can have a super positive experience with their horse. Oh, cool. I have 3 online courses, but they've been hard to sell. Think they need in person. So the thing with something like that is you have to make your name known in the niche before you can sell an online course. I think so many people are like, oh, I'm going to bottle up what I do and sell it to people online. And while that is great, it's also not, it also doesn't work unless you've already made a name for yourself online. Okay. So, for instance, horse related, my husband watches RFD TV all the time, which, if you don't know, is a low budget channel, that is rural farm development TV. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's close. And the men and women on this channel who train the horses or who do the cow things or like whatever, right? They have made a name for themselves on this channel, at least with my husband. And so if they were like, we have an online course, he would totally be into it. But if somebody just like, they just kind of knew them and they were like, oh, I have an online course, he would probably feel like he needed it in person. So you have got to like be the person who's the expert, and that's going to take some work without pay, right? Like that's going to take some work with showing up and doing webinars, or showing up and being a guest expert on things or in things, getting press, things that cause visibility to spiral. That will make you be the expert, and then it's going to be really easy to sell things that you would have normally not been able to sell. I have a friend with a consignment store. Whoa, my thing just jumped like 20 feet. That can't be open right now. She's implementing curbside pickup service instead of people dropping off. And then we'll be doing Facebook Lives and online sales. See, that's perfect. That's exactly what I recommended to the boutique that was on my call the other day. I agree. Okay, awesome. G says, co-signing everything you're saying, Jessica. Growing online can be a slow burn, but it works out in the end. Yes. Do I like chicken nuggets? I assume that's a spam comment, but if it's not, I do like chicken nuggets. Resources to edit her videos. Okay, gray hair. It's about going gray. Ooh, that's cool. I love that. So my husband is totally gray. He's 33 years old and completely gray. And his mom went gray really young, so she could have totally used your channel. Okay, yes, for the YouTube channel, I have 6 videos that I completed, but when I try to edit, I'm just not able to learn the process fast enough. I need to outsource. Okay, so here is a couple things. One, you can absolutely find someone who is an amazing video editor and someone who like really knows their stuff and you can pass it off to them, I would highly just recommend like going on Facebook and asking your friends, or asking someone who you know in the YouTube world, like who's already in your space. Here's the thing with that, and I'm not saying they're not worth it, because they 100% are. They tend to be very expensive. And so what I have always done is I have had a VA who, and I've had a couple different ones, but I've had a VA who was like tech savvy, and I have trained them on how I want my videos edited. And yes, it does take a while to kind of get in the groove and like figure it out. But it also is cheaper on my end, and they get to learn a new skill that they can then take and market for themselves, right? So that would be a really good recommendation. My video editors have always been like standard VAs who wanted to learn the new skill. I help them learn it, which again, if you're not proficient there, that's okay. You can still get a VA who's techie and they can learn on their own, right? But it's going to cost you less and, help you out a little more. So hopefully that's helpful too. Try using Fiverr, Upwork. Yes, absolutely. Andrea said, so do you mean for a niche, for example, helping women over 40 balance their hormones and heal their gut so they can lose weight? Absolutely. That's a perfect niche. So if you were like, I want to help women over 40 lose weight, that's a little broad, right? Or even if you were just like, I want to help women lose weight. But by saying helping them balance their gut, you are saying like, I want women in here who already know they have an issue, right? I love spam comments. They are probably my favorite. Remove. Okay. Anyway, so by like narrowing down like that, you are saying like, I want, hey, Desiree. Yes, Desiree would be a great resource to help you with your videos. So where was I? Oh, so that niche being 40-year-olds who want to balance their hormones and heal their gut, likely they are, so you have two jobs here. One is to tell women who fit into this category that they need this help. And two, it's to get the women who are like, okay, I know my hormones are all out of whack and all crazy, and I know I need to fix things. So let me come into this, right? So absolutely, that's a great niche. Yeah, okay. Any other questions? I don't think I missed any, but let me scroll up. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, I think oh wait, Mark said, while sitting at home, what is the best low-cost startup ideas? Honestly, most online business like when you create a service is going to be low cost. So I would say a service-based business that you can do online is going to be your lowest cost startup idea. And it really needs to be based on what your expertise is in, where you feel confident, that kind of thing. So a service-based business is where I think most people should start in business anyway, especially if they want to get into like online sales or anything like that, because it gives you really good connection with who your ideal people are. Monica, do you think that VAs will still be in demand with so many people working from home? Oh, 100%. Yes, absolutely. I don't think that VAs are going anywhere. And actually, I think they might even see an uptick in the amount of people who actually know what they do and need them. So if somebody is, working from home, that doesn't necessarily mean they have less work than they did before, right? So it just means they're doing it in a different location. So yes, I do still think VAs will be super in demand. Kyle, I was slowly preparing to launch a course on podcast design, but my goal was July. Should I expedite it now? I have mixed feelings on this. In some, like, I wouldn't play on people's emotions just to make a sale. But if you do have something that is really helpful to people right now, it might be worth expediting. So, that being said, if your goal was already July, I would say you will make more money in July rather than expediting it and doing it now. And here's why. One, you're going to have a lot more time to build up to it, right? Like anytime you can have a long time to kind of build up to a launch, it's going to be really good, right? But two, so people's buying behaviors are changing right now, and they're changing because of like a trickle down effect. Like, oh, Sally couldn't buy from my store, so now I can't go and buy this thing. And so now that store owner can't go and buy that thing, and it's trickling down. That's why the economy is like right now, right? So the buying behaviors just aren't what they normally are. Even if people are trying to like keep their buying behaviors up and all of that stuff, generally they're just not what they normally are. So I would say stick to July because you're probably going to have a better launch then anyway, honestly. You could pre-sell it though, too. Karen said, I chose this time to begin a copywriting and blog writing career. Do you think it's still a good time to launch? Absolutely. I don't think online business, well, I know online business is not going to see near the problem that physical location based and like service based with location businesses will. So, it's a perfect time to get online and start doing that. There's a couple different reasons. One, business owners particularly, are using this time to where they might not be able to make the sales they would normally make or whatever. They're using this time to hone in and fine tune different pieces of their business. So there's a lot of people who are spending on copywriters when they just didn't have time before because they were like mid-launch all the time, right? But also social media is up 30% since all of this happened. So there are more people spending more time on social media than ever before. So if you are online and marketing your services, you're going to have a bigger chance for people to like see you and buy from you and that kind of thing. So yes. VAs are going nowhere. Exactly. I agree. Yes. You guys are just chatting it up and I love it. Any other questions? I'm going to drink my drink. I don't know why I don't put that in like not a clear bottle because it just looks funny in a clear bottle. I need help with a VA. You guys, I love that you guys are helping each other out here in the comments. This is awesome. It really is. Desiree, that's a perfect point. Providing value and teaching people and helping people will never go out of style. And it'll also never be affected by the economy. We just live in a world where that is the standard, that like there is information all over the world. But it's one of those things where we get scared and we think that at certain times we can't do certain things, and that's just not the case. So yes, continue to do so. Renee says, can you talk about your sales funnel or Kajabi pipelines? How do you host webinars, etc.? Yeah, sure. So I actually am switching from Kajabi. Something you'll learn about me. I switch systems a lot. The reason I do that is because it's very easy for me. I'm a techie person. I do not have a lot of trouble doing things like that. However, I don't enjoy switching my courses over every 2 minutes. But the reason I will switch is if a service I'm using is no longer serving me in some way. So Kajabi, I wasn't using any of the features in Kajabi except for the course hosting platform. And the reason I switched to Kajabi was for something that is now not relevant. So for the cost involved, and for what I was using it for, it was well worth it for me to switch it somewhere else. So currently my structure and setup looks like this. My courses are hosted in MemberVault. And if you've never heard of MemberVault, you can actually try it for free. I just set up my affiliate link. It's heyjessica.com/MemberVault. MEMBERVAULT. I have to write things out to remember how to spell them. So I'm switching all my courses from Kajabi to MemberVault. I've used Thinkific, I've used Teachable, I've used all of them. I really like MemberVault so far. I use ClickFunnels for all my funnels. So anything that's being sold evergreen is through ClickFunnels. And then I use ConvertKit for my email list. So generally it's a tie between all three of them. Like, okay, they're gonna come through ClickFunnels and purchase. And when they purchase, I need them to be added to ConvertKit. When they go in ConvertKit, I need them to go to MemberVault, and then they're going to get emails and all the things. But that is my current kind of structure there. Wendy says, I have a course. Okay, so 5 more minutes, guys. I have a course about helping women how to create a plan to accomplish a long-held wish or dream. Think of doing a free beta version to get feedback. Is this a good idea? So my theory with online courses is it either needs to be free or full price. So yeah, I would be fine. I think that would be fine. I think getting people into a free beta version is going to be a lot easier than selling them into something if you've never sold them into something before. So creating it for free is perfect, but you need to make sure that you're welcome, Mark. Thank you for coming. So you need to make sure that there is an agreement in place with beta people that they're getting it for free, but this is what you expect out of them. And that they need to agree to that ahead of time. I expect you to go through the course. I expect you to give me feedback. I expect this to happen. I expect that to happen, because that's like what you're getting in exchange for getting the course. Okay. Okay. You guys are connecting. Online business and freelancing work well in this time. Yes, they absolutely do. I'm so glad that you guys are connecting and like having business in the chat. It makes me happy. You should also know that I have this pretty sweater on up top, but I have tie-dyed jogging pants on my bottom. So I feel like that was worth mentioning. All right, so I'm gonna go because I need to go make sure my children are good and that we can be on a call with the teacher at 5:30. But also, if you guys have any extra questions or any additional things you want to ask me or add or whatever, for sure find me on Instagram at Jessica Stansberry, and we can chat it out in the DMs there. But I super appreciate all y'all hanging out. That was a mouthful and I couldn't get it out. And I hope you have an amazing, amazing Thursday. Oh, so Kim, I am moving to MemberVault. I'll type it in the comments here. So heyjessica.com, MemberVault. Yeah, okay. So I don't know why that's doing that. Desiree says she hasn't worn a real bra in over a week. Me neither, girlfriend. Yay. I'm so glad it was helpful. I'll see y'all later. Have a good Tuesday. Bye, guys. Hold on, I have to find my window to hit end. Bye.